All right, guys, we've got 2024 Daytona coming up this weekend. So this is a big race. This is a race that a bunch of us look forward to every year. It's the Supercross race is a bit different. It is a Supercross track, but it's outdoors. It kind of has some motocross parts to it. The track can get really rough. It's a long, big track. So yeah, and it's Eli Tomac's house. So we're going to Tomac's house this weekend. But yeah, I want to talk about Cooper Webb here a bit in first person, and this would be 2022 Daytona, I believe. 2022, 2023 were virtually the exact same track, but you should see a pop-up on screen of the 2024 layout. I will leave it here for a while so you can see it, but I couldn't make it. It was just virtually impossible. I tried in Supercross 1 because the stadiums are bigger and I've done it before. We had to modify the track a bit, but the way this start is, it's a left first turn, but then the start straight extends down and it crosses itself a bunch. And the only time you can do that is in Supercross 5, I believe, and 6, but the stadium isn't near big enough and we didn't have that option in Supercross 1, so we didn't have custom starts, so couldn't do it. I tried. Sorry I couldn't, but at least you can kind of see the layout of what it will be. So, Cooper Webb here, we have one more lap. He ended up winning Arlington. That is Webb's house. This is Tomac's house. That's Webb's house. He's won 6 times there. Yes, it was a bit of a gift, for sure. He even acknowledged it. We will talk about that a bit later. Jet was leading and went down, and Webb was able to... He was close to him, but wasn't really gaining any ground. They were kind of keeping the gap about the same. Jet actually opened it up a second or two, and then it kind of stayed there. But he went down, and Webb ended up getting by him, which was crazy that he won because his day was not going good. He didn't have good qualifying. His heat race, he got passed by a bunch of guys, and he just didn't look very good. He didn't look like the same Webb from the beginning of the season, but he was still able to sneak out that win, and yeah, he's a 2-time winner this season. So only Cooper Webb and Jet Lawrence have won 2 times this year, and yeah, so Cooper Webb gets the win. Tomac got 2nd place, but that isn't the most impressive part. The most impressive part about Tomac is that he went down really early and was like in 16th place, I believe, but then he turned on, he activated Beast Mode. We talk about Beast Mode with Tomac. Where has it been? Is it coming back? It came back in Arlington. I mean, it is totally safe to say that was Beast Mode. Now, will it be here for the entire rest of the year? I don't know. We hope, but I don't know. Well, if you're not a Tomac fan, maybe you don't hope, but for people that are Tomac fans or just fans of really good racing, yes, I hope that Tomac's Beast Mode is here and will be here the rest of the season, and it's a perfect time. You know, I think a bunch of people felt like Tomac would be doing better at this point in the season, but he's not that far back in the points, and he hit Beast Mode in Arlington right before, you guessed it, 2024 Daytona, which is Tomac's house. We've already said it. He's going... he will be going for his 8th win. He has 7 wins here, so incredible, absolutely incredible. And I really do feel like if Tomac is on and he does bring Beast Mode, he can win his 8th Daytona race. Now, what I would really like to see, and I really feel like it could happen, is I would say the 2 favorites for this race in the 450s would be Tomac and Jet Lawrence. And the reason I say those 2 is because Tomac, you know, 7 wins, going for 8. He's so good at Daytona. He has Beast Mode, or appears to have activated Beast Mode and whatnot. And Jet, very good outdoors. He went undefeated. Very good at Supercross, and he also has won Daytona. He's won 1 Daytona 250 race, so I think he raced it more than 1 time. I believe he's only raced it 1 time. I'm not sure about that, but he has won 1 250 Daytona win. So yeah, it just feels like it could be one of those races where it could be those two, and maybe we could finally get that battle between Tomac and Jet Lawrence, but we'll just have to wait and see. So here we have Jet, and Jet was winning the race. He had it pretty much wrapped up. He had a 4.5 second lead over Webb. Webb wasn't really closing it. But then towards the end, with a few laps left, he went down. He went down in a really tough spot. Didn't get hurt, was able to get back on the bike really quick, but by the time he did, he was in second place, I believe. So he only got passed by Webb, really, I think. And there was 2 laps left, and he was giving it to Webb. He was definitely appeared to be faster, and then on the final lap, it was very, very close. He was so close to Webb that it definitely felt like it would have been possible for him to pass Webb and still get the win. But they were going into the whoops. Webb went around Vince Freeze. I keep saying Freezy, but I guess it's a Freeze. Webb went to the outside of Freeze and the whoops. Freeze let him by, and then Freeze was on the far left side of the whoops, and Jet ran into the back of him. It wasn't Freeze's fault. I know some people will say it is, and it's just unfortunate that he's always involved in that stuff, whether it's on purpose or what, but in this situation, it was Jet's fault, 100%. It just was. He even admitted it was his fault. He should have seen that coming and whatnot. So he went down again, running into the back of Vince Freeze, and then got back up to 4th place. So, Jet ended up off the podium. He still has a points lead, but the podium would have been Webb, Tomac, and AP. AP got 3rd because of that, so that's kind of what happened. But again, he still has the points lead. And I kind of want to come back to Tomac here real quick. I don't know if I mentioned it, but he was on a tear. He was running the fastest laps of the night, was catching everybody. It really felt like there was a small chance he was going to catch Webb. Now, looking back at it, I don't think he was going to, because he would have, because Webb didn't, nothing really changed there. But yeah, it really felt like there was a chance that Tomac was going to beast mode all the way to 2nd place, even if Jet didn't go down. So very, very exciting. The 250s were quite exciting. The first heat between Tomac and Jet was, AP. Tomac and AP was really exciting. And so yeah, 450s really good. I do want to talk about the 250s a bit. Austin Forkner had a terrifying crash, awful crash, went down in the lead. He was getting a bit of pressure from Deegan, but it was kind of an unforced error, more or less, of what Ricky always says. I mean, yeah, Deegan was kind of pressuring him, and it felt like he was catching him maybe a bit. We don't know what would have happened, but he went down in the section. They were kind of wheeling over a roller and then going triple over a table, or quad over a table. I don't remember what it was, but that section was really bad. The track was very technical. The riders agreed it was a gnarly track, and he went down. He went flying off the bike, landed kind of upside down on his neck, upper back on the cement, and they took him off in a collar. They didn't put him on a stretcher, but they took him off in a collar, and just seeing his face after that just made me hurt for Forkner. I feel so bad for him, whether you like him or not. I mean, that was so scary, and you just feel bad for him because so much stuff is always happening to him. Now, his dad did mention that he did lose a contact during the race, and I would imagine that doesn't help. I actually wear contacts as well, and I do ride. Now, I did have lost contacts, multiple, during races. Like, it folds over in my eye and I have to blink and it just kind of pops out, and had to finish the race. Now, that was on an amateur motocross track, so nothing crazy, but I can't imagine trying to ride that Supercross track with one contact in. That probably didn't help. I wouldn't say that was a full excuse, but it definitely could not have helped what happened to him. So really sad, really unfortunate, and I hope he can recover quickly. Now I want to switch over to Deegan real quick here at the end. He got his first Supercross win. He ghost rode his bike over the step-on, step-off at the end, and he maybe would have got the win anyways, because it did feel like he was catching Forkner, but he got it. Some people weren't happy with his interview, but whatever. The kid's young, and he got the win, and made the series pretty interesting right now. So we'll have to see what happens at Daytona. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Who do you feel is going to do well in the 450s? Who do you feel is going to do well in the in the 250s, and who would you pick to win for sure the 450 class? I personally want to see a battle between Tomac and Jet and have it be one of those classics that go down for many years to come and we want to watch back. So let me know in the comments what you guys think, but you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.